Let's talk about where the New England Patriots are actually sitting right now heading into the 2025 season, and why, believe it or not, the secondary might just be the team's strongest weapon in this whole rebuild. Pro Football Focus dropped a list of the top secondaries across the NFL, and yep, the Patriots made the top 5. That's not a typo. Ahead of teams like Philadelphia, Detroit, and even the star-loaded Pittsburgh Steelers, the Patriots secondary is getting national respect. Sitting at number 5, just behind squads like Baltimore and Kansas City, this is a unit that people around the league are finally starting to pay attention to, and for good reason. Now, let's not pretend like that ranking is just based on hype or potential. This is about real talent and real depth. Christian Gonzalez showed as a rookie that he's got true number 1 corner potential. Carlton Davis brings experience and physicality, while Jabril Peppers looked completely reborn last season. And if Kyle Duggar can stay healthy, and that's always the big if, this safety room becomes one of the most complete in football. That's not even mentioning the young guys and the rotational depth they've got behind them. So, it makes sense that analysts are starting to wake up. Under Mike Vrabel, you can expect this defense to be physical, aggressive, and smart. And for a defensive coach like him, having a secondary that can lock up receivers man-to-man gives him the freedom to dial up pressure without worrying about breakdowns on the back end. Think about the way this team might be structured. Vrabel's roots go back to that classic Patriots style. Smart, hard-nosed, and balanced defense that relies on execution more than star power. The secondary plays a huge part in that. If they can jam receivers at the line, stick with guys on deep routes, and force quarterbacks to hold the ball just a half second longer, that opens up everything up front. It allows your pass rush to get home, even if it's not elite yet. And let's be honest, right now the edge rusher room is not elite. We'll get to that in a bit. What's also fascinating is how this new-look Patriots team is adapting to offensive structure as well. One big question lingering over this offseason is whether or not they'll actually bring back the fullback. Sounds old school, right? But with Josh McDaniels back in the mix, anything's possible. Remember, this is a guy who historically loves using fullbacks. From Jacob Johnson to guys you've never even heard of, McDaniels has always found a way to make that position relevant. And looking at the current roster, there's some logic behind it. With Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper locked in as the top 2 tight ends, and let's be honest, you can almost call that a 1A and 1B combo. The Patriots are clearly going to use a lot of 2 tight end sets. That means they don't necessarily need a 3rd tight end on the roster. So if you're not carrying that 3rd guy, you've got a little more roster flexibility. Enter the fullback conversation. Brock Lampy is the name floating around now. A true fullback, someone who can smash open running lanes and maybe, just maybe, provide a bit of a receiving threat if needed. And with Ramondre Stevenson in the backfield, you don't need a superstar fullback, just someone who can take on a linebacker and open a seam. Add a guy like Trayvon Henderson into the mix and suddenly, you've got a real thunder and lightning potential. McDaniels has used 21 personnel a lot in the past, especially when he was with the Raiders. Over 20% of the time, actually. So it's not just theory, it's something he's comfortable doing. But the catch is this, he won't force it. If Lampy can't earn a spot, they're not going to carry a fullback just for the nostalgia. It has to make sense. It's also a reflection of how flexible McDaniels is as a play caller. He adapts to his players. He doesn't just run a system for the sake of the system. So if Lampy can show he belongs, this offense could get a little more smash mouth than people expect, especially in short yardage or red zone situations where you need to impose your will. Having a fullback that can help punch it in from the 2-yard line. That's the kind of tool that doesn't show up on fantasy stats but wins you games in December. While all that's going on, we also got some insight into what some of the top skill guys are doing in the offseason. Drake May, the rookie quarterback everyone is watching, was recently seen working out in Florida with a core group of Patriots weapons. Raheem Stevenson was there. Austin Hooper was there. Even Stephon Diggs made an appearance. And of course, Pop Douglas was in the mix. These are the guys the team is building around. But one notable absence, Mack Hollins. A lot of people noticed he wasn't at that Florida session and started wondering why. Turns out Mack Hollins was literally on the other side of the planet, in Australia. But don't let that fool you into thinking he was vacationing. This guy is a machine. While everyone else was doing stand-up workouts, Hollins was pushing his body to the extreme. We're talking barefoot strength and conditioning training in rugged terrain, dragging sleds, lifting absurd amounts of weight, and doing it all with his signature no-shoes approach. The man pulled a sled weighing over 700 pounds, did an axle bar deadlift at 573, and a dumbbell press at 132. That's freak-level strength for a wide receiver. The crazy thing about Hollins is that he's not just a workout warrior. He's also a respected veteran voice. He's been around, he's got a unique approach to leadership, and his intensity off the field tends to rub off on younger players. So when training camp comes around, don't be surprised if he steps into a leadership role, even if he's not technically WR1. It's less about where he lines up on the depth chart and more about what he brings to the room. If you're a young, wide receiver trying to make this team, Hollins is the guy you're watching, not just in drills, but in the locker room, on the sidelines, in the weight room. He sets a tone. Now, swinging back to the defense for a second, let's address the elephant in the room. Edge rushers. The Patriots didn't place a single player in ESPN's list of the top edge rushers in the league. Not even an honorable mention. That's a problem. Because in today's NFL, if you can't get pressure with 4, you're going to get torched by quarterbacks who can pick apart soft zones. The top guys, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, are all game wreckers. And while there were only 2 players from the AFC East even mentioned, Greg Rousseau and Chop Robinson, the Patriots didn't even sniff the list. That tells you everything. So what's the plan? Well, for starters, they brought in Harold Landry, and he's a guy who can absolutely contribute. But he's more of a scheme guy, someone who fits into your system and does his job rather than someone who just blows up every snap. Keon White is another name to watch. Big, physical, and definitely someone the team is banking on for development. But again, it's about potential, not proven production. Same with Kelevon Chason and Brady Swinson. Those are lottery tickets. If one hits, great. But if not, you're looking at a room full of role players trying to manufacture a pass rush by committee. That's why the Patriots keep coming up in trade rumors. TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Trey Hendrickson. These are names that have been floated, especially Hendrickson, who's in a contract standoff with the Bengals right now. If Cincinnati decides to move on, or just let him sit out, the Patriots absolutely need to be in on that conversation. Because right now, the difference between a good Patriots defense and a great one is one true edge rusher. Just one guy who can consistently beat a tackle, disrupt timing, and create third and long chaos. That's what's missing. If you're New England right now, you have to be proactive. Whether that means making a deal before training camp, staying in contact with agents, or just doing your homework on available pass rushers, you can't afford to go into the season relying entirely on upside and development. Because as good as a secondary is, they can't cover forever. At some point, someone's got to get home. That's how this league works. You beat great quarterbacks by getting them off their spot. You fluster them, you hit them, you make them uncomfortable. And to do that, you need more than scheme. You need horses. We're less than 2 weeks from training camp. The clock is out ticking. And while the Patriots have a ton of pieces that fans should be excited about, a rebuilt secondary, a promising young quarterback, a new coaching staff that seems to have a real plan, they're not done building yet. There are still gaps. There are still questions, but there's also opportunity. Because if they can land that one impact pass rusher, if they can find a way to add just a little more juice to the defensive front, then suddenly this becomes a defense that nobody wants to face. A unit that can turn games with turnovers, sacks, and field position. And that's how you win in the modern NFL. You don't just survive with talent, you dominate with disruption. And the Patriots have a chance to do exactly that. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is heating up once again, and this time it swirls around none other than star pass rusher TJ Watt. Whispers from league insiders suggest the New England Patriots are cooking up something big, possibly the boldest move in recent years. Multiple sources close to the situation hint that the Patriots may be preparing a stunning high-stakes offer to try and lure the all-pro linebacker away from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nothing is official yet, but the speculation is growing louder. by the hour. According to reports, New England could be ready to put forth a massive multi-year deal, one that might make Watt among the highest paid defensive players in league history. While neither team has commented publicly, the buzz around league circles is impossible to ignore. With Jared Mayo stepping into his first full season as head coach and a new era dawning in Foxborough, this kind of move could signal a dramatic shift in the team's defensive identity. Watt, a game-changing force on the edge, would bring immediate star power and leadership to a Patriots defense that's already known for its discipline and versatility. Could this be the blockbuster that redefines the franchise's post-Brady? Rebuild? The Steelers, on the other hand, are historically resistant to trading marquee talent, especially a cornerstone like Watt. However, every player has a price. And if the Patriots truly are dangling a record-setting offer, it might just test Pittsburgh's resolve. Some insiders caution that this could simply be part of off-season negotiation theater. Still, the fact that such a rumor has legs at all is enough to turn heads across the league. Is Bill Belichick's departure giving the Patriots front office a freer hand to make bold, unconventional moves? Could Watt be the face of a defensive revolution in New England? Nothing is set in stone, but where there's smoke, there's often fire. And right now, the smoke around TJ Watt and the Patriots is thick. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.